Hello and welcome you all again in this lecture of Business Environment and Entrepreneurship 1. In the previous lecture, we have completed third chapter, that is Problems of Growth. Today, in this lecture, we are going to start fourth chapter of this semester, that is the Entrepreneur. Now, in this lecture, we will study the introduction, evaluation of the term entrepreneur and definitions of an entrepreneur. After that, we will study competencies and characteristics of an entrepreneur. Next, we will understand functions of an entrepreneur, and last, we will learn the importance and qualities of an entrepreneur. So let's start with the concept, the entrepreneur. Friends, an entrepreneur is a person who makes money by starting or running business, especially when there involves financial risk. Entrepreneurs start new business and take the risk and rewards of being an owner. Entrepreneurs plays an important role in relation to the economic development and in relation to the enterprise. In relation to the economic development, entrepreneurs contribute to growth in GDP, capital formation and employment generation, besides creating business opportunities for others and bringing about an improvement in the quality of life in the community in which they operate. Now, let's understand the introduction of entrepreneur. Friends, an entrepreneur is a person responsible for setting up a business or an enterprise. He has the initiative, skill for innovation, and who looks for high achievements. He is a catalytic agent of change and works for the advancement of the society. He puts up new greenfield projects that create wealth, open up many employment opportunities and leads to the growth of others sector. Now let us see the evolution of the term entrepreneur. So the word entrepreneur is derived from French word entrepreneur, which was used to designate an organizer of musical or other entertainments. Later in 16th century, it was used for army leaders. It was extended to cover civil engineering activities such as construction in 17th century, but it was Richard Cantillon, an Irishman living in France, who first used the term entrepreneur to refer to economic activities. Now, let us see the definitions of entrepreneur. So, the first definition by Gilbreth: an entrepreneur must accept the challenge and should be willing hard to achieve something. The next is said by the Peter F. Drucker: an entrepreneur is one who always searches for change, respond to it and exploit it and as an opportunity. And last is E. Higgins said, an entrepreneur is an economic man who tries to maximize his profits by innovation, involve problems solving and gets satisfaction from using his capabilities on attacking problems. Now let's move to the next slide and let us see, or let us understand the competencies of an entrepreneur. There are various competencies of an entrepreneur. So the first is mental ability, second is clear objectives, third one is business secrecy, fourth is human relations ability, next is communication ability, and last is technical knowledge. Friends, entrepreneur, he is a person who develops and owns his own enterprise. Entrepreneurs are generally innovative and he pursues the deviant pursuits. He reflects strong urge to be independent. He always tries to do and act better. He always dissatisfied with routine activities and work. He is always prepared to withstand the hard life. Then he is always consistent and patience. He exhibits sense of leadership when required. He is always focused on the future. He is tries to convert a situation into opportunity. He takes personal responsibility. He exhibits a sense of competitiveness, and he is always looking for a change. Now let us understand the characteristics of an entrepreneur. So the first characteristic is self-motivation. One of the most important traits of entrepreneur is self-motivation. When an entrepreneur wants to succeed, he should always push himself. We know that the entrepreneur is not at all answerable to anyone else, but if he needs to succeed in his business, he should be a dedicated and self-motivated individual. Next characteristic is strong network abilities. A key part of being an entrepreneur is developing a network. While schools and events can provide an introduction, successful entrepreneur must know how to maximize these opportunities to develop connections with experienced people in their field like investors or advisors through strong networking skills. Next is creating new venture. Entrepreneurs are concerned with the creation of new venture with new ideas. Such ventures start with a small business to satisfy the unfulfilled needs in the market. These new ventures produce something new of value, create new market and new customers. Then next is communication. Entrepreneur recognize that communication is the key to successful relationship with people. Entrepreneurs work on their communication skills, whether written, spoken, or non-verbal, through body language, and above all, the entrepreneur develops their ability to listen, because the best communicator are also the best listener. Next characteristic is leadership. Entrepreneurs not only lead themselves, but they are also skilled at leading others. They know the importance of teamwork, and they understand the need to appreciate others, support them, and reward them accordingly. Next is technical knowledge. An entrepreneur must have a reasonable level of technical knowledge. This is the one ability that most people are able to acquire if they try hard enough. Then next is focused objective. An entrepreneur should have a clear and focused objective as to the exact nature of the business, the nature of the goods to be produced, and subsidiary activities to be undertaken. A successful entrepreneur may have the objective to establish the product, to make profit, or to render social service. Then next is systems oriented. Good systems repeatedly produce great results. Entrepreneurs look for system based solutions before searching for human resource solutions. This way, a business is secure regardless of any future staff changes. Then, next is optimistic. A positive outlook is essential for an entrepreneur. Past shortcomings, failures, or disappointments do not become detrimental for further plans. When they are confronted with challenges, entrepreneurs do not see them as the problems, they see them as opportunities. Then, last is decision. There is no room for in business. Entrepreneurs know that needs to be done, and they do not hesitate to make the decisions that will lead them to success. They do not let opportunities pass by them. Instead, they seize the day and get the job done. Now, let's move to the next point, that is functions of an entrepreneur. There are four main functions of entrepreneur. First is entrepreneurial function, second is managerial functions, third one is promotional functions, and fourth is commercial functions. We will study these functions one by one. So the first function is entrepreneurial function. Again, in that, three types of function. First is risk bearing, second is organization, and third one is innovation. So the first is risk bearing. An entrepreneur should have risk bearing qualities. He should be a moderate risk bearer and always try to learn from his failures, as well as know that a failure is a next stepping stone to success. Then second is organization. An organization can only function well if it is well organized. The entrepreneur should take care of sufficient capital, raw material, etc., so that the organization can run smoothly and that it can build a good working structure. Third is innovation. Entrepreneurs play a vital role in driving innovation and value in the marketplace. He is wholesale responsible for testing new markets, investing new markets, and uncovering demands within individual markets. The entrepreneur is always fulfilled with creativity, competition, and the innovation or motivation to succeed in the society. Now, next is managerial function. Again, in that, five types of functions. First is planning, second is organizing, third is staffing, fourth is directing, and fifth is controlling. So the first is planning. Friends, planning is the basic requirements and one of the important input of management process. Everyone who is preoccupied with the responsibility of managing, especially, and of deciding in advance what is to be done, when, how, and by whom it is to be done. Then next is organizing. Organizing involves establishing an intentional structure of roles for people in an organization. Structural considerations such as the chain of command, division of labor, and assignment of responsibility are part of the organizing function. Next is staffing. This is the process of obtaining, maintaining capable and competent personnel in various positions at all levels. Then fourth is directing. In the process of directing, an entrepreneur directs all the available resources towards the organizational goals. Thus, we can say the direction is a vital management function which ensures maximum employee contribution and also helps in establishing sound industrial and human relations. It also involves coordination between different departments to ensure maximum utilization of all resources, including human resources. Directing involves the explanation of leadership, communication, motivation, and supervision. Then last function is controlling. Controlling is the last management function performed by entrepreneur. In other words, controlling means to see whether the activities have been performed in continuity with the plans or not. Thus, controlling is comparison is of actual performance with the target of standard performance and identification of variations between the two, if any, and taking corrective measures so that the largest is accomplished. Then next function is promotional function. In that, first function is identification and selection of business ideas. Every new entrepreneur always wants to start ventures which are always profitable and rewarding. The selection of the most suitable business project involves a process. The intending entrepreneur, based on his or her knowledge, experience, and information gathered from friends and relatives, generates business ideas. This process is also described as opportunity scanning and identification, cost and benefits associated with them. Then second promotional function is preparation of business plan or project report. The entrepreneurs prepare a statement called as business plan or project report of what he or she proposes to take up. In other words, business plan is a well-evolved course of action devised by an entrepreneur to achieve the specific objectives within the specified period of time. And last promotional function is requirement for finance. The entrepreneur has to prepare requirements for funds with its detailed structure. These financial requirements is classified as long-term and short-term funds separately. Then the sources of supply to acquire the required funds are also mentioned. And last type of function is commercial function. In that, again, three type of function. First is production or manufacturing function. Once the enterprise is finally established, it starts producing goods or offering services, whichever is the case. Production function includes decisions relating to the selection of factory site, design and layout, types of products to be produced, research, development and design of the product. Next function is marketing function. Whatever produced has to be sold in the market. Marketing is the performance of those business activities that direct the flow of goods and services from producer to consumer to or users. Thus, marketing essentially begins and ends with the customers. It is important to note that marketing is not just selling. In fact, marketing includes much more than selling. Selling, in fact, is the last function in marketing activities. And last commercial function is accounting function. The most important objective of any business enterprise is to earn profit and create wealth. Whether the business is fulfilling its objective or not is ascertained through accounting. Now let's move to the next point, that is importance of an entrepreneur. So the first importance is free market evolution. In that, entrepreneurs are important in a free market because they help the market to respond to consumer preferences and prices. An example could be that with the rise in the use of internet, an entrepreneur may see the potential to set up a new home delivery service which uses an application software for consumers to buy. Next is efficiency. A successful entrepreneur may take revenue from an established business. At the same time, it is also important to create incentives for established firms to become more efficient. Then new products. Entrepreneurs can make radical changes and introduce new technology in and new products which significantly more in an industry. Then next importance is new values. An entrepreneur is an entrepreneur is not just about price and profit. An entrepreneur may be motivated to enter an industry to offer a more ethical product or provide a service to a community. For example, Anite Reddick set up body shop At a time when many cosmetics were tested on animals, it proved a very successful business strategy and it soon became the industry standard. Next is new big economy. The new technology economy offers increased opportunities for entrepreneurs. How startup cost give the entrepreneurs an edge to find new markets. Many of the current large technological firms are relatively young and started as small startups, often in someone's room or garage. Now let's move to the last point, that is qualities of an entrepreneur. Let us understand the qualities of entrepreneur. So the first is, he is an enterprising individual, in energetic, hardworking, resourceful, aware of new opportunities and able to adjust him to changing conditions with ease and willing to assume risk involved in change. Second is, he is always interested in advancing technologically and in improving the quality of his product or service. Third one is, he is interested in expanding the scale of his operations by his earnings. Next is, he visualizes changes and adapts to changing conditions. Next comes is, he is a firm believer in planning and systematic work. And last is, he works for the society at large and for the good of his fellow beings. Now here we are going to stop this lecture today. Thank you.